Hey guys, I'm Basanta from Smart Tech Guide. Um, Today I'm gonna show you a little bit about eSIM and how does it work, how to activate it, and which carrier supports at this point, what are the phones or device that supports at this point, this kind of stuff. This is still new technology. It came little couple, maybe a year or two back, but still brand new, and a lot of carrier doesn't come up with eSIMs at this point too, but I'm gonna go through all of these in this short video. Let's start on this by some backgrounds. Initially, the phone devices had no SIM at all, and all the user account information were written into the phone device instead of a small tiny SIM. So whenever user want to switch the carrier, they had to switch it. Switch the phone itself. Not they had no option to switch a SIM card and all those. And in 1991, the SIM came the first time, like it's mini or the regular SIM card that we are known of. So with that, users are able to switch the carriers without even switching the phone. Without even buying expensive phones, they can just switch one SIM card and then they can go to the another carrier. That happened in 1991, and it's make user easy to change the carriers. And then came micro SIM, little smaller hardware, and another nano SIM, even smaller. Now there is nothing to remove, no plastic at all, and now it comes embedded SIM, that's eSIM. With the development of IoT, Internet of Things, and lot of sensor, small wearables, all those things, nano SIM is even difficult to be placed inside the device. Switching the SIM makes harder and more difficult in those scenario, and even for the waterproof technology, it's difficult. Like if there is a SIM port, then it's more vulnerable to the waterproof technology. And with eSIM, all these limitations go into the shadow. What is eSIM? eSIM simply means an embedded SIM, and it is a small piece of hardware, a small piece of chip that is embedded into the phone, but that is totally rewritable. So whenever you want to switch the carrier, you don't have to worry. You just need to get the plan from another carrier and rewrite that tag. It's rewrite the information from another carrier. That's all you need. So that makes it easier to switch than the previous no SIM phones. Like their phones had user account written into it. You can't even switch. You just have to switch the phone, but nothing else you can't. You can switch. So with eSIM, you are able to do that. Just like the regular SIM, you can switch it. But with eSIM, it's even easier to switch. Without going to carrier, you can just watch online, and that's all you need. And similar to NFC tag that we're using, like for Apple Pay, Google Pay, or Samsung Pay, and just like it's very small chip, and there is no physical SIM card swapping needed, and it's easier for us to switch than ever. How does it work? It's as I mentioned before, it's built-in and it's rewritable chip. So you just need to get the authorization code from or the profile from the network operator or the carrier, and scan that or enter it manually to the phone or any device. to write that into the existing rewritable eSIM. There are very limited devices in the market currently. The first eSIM only device is Motorola Razr flip phone, and other device includes Apple iPad Pro, Apple Watch Series 3 and above, Apple phone iPhone XR, XS and above, Google Pixel 2 and above. Note that Google Pixel 2 and 3 still have eSIM, but you need to manually switch it over and it doesn't work automatically, but the later device work automatically. Both SIM works at the same time, just like dual SIM. And all the watch series has only eSIM, not the regular SIM. So few other device are Microsoft Surface Tablet Pro and Samsung Galaxy Watch, Samsung Galaxy S3 Frontier and Classic both model. Those are the main devices at this point, but there are so much more coming in, and all the mobile designer like Apple or Samsung are nowadays making eSIM embedded into the phone itself. And you can find the list of devices on the link. I'll be pasting that link into the description section, so feel free to look at that. Next is what are the wireless carrier that supports eSIM at this point. In US there are a couple of carriers, AT&T, T-Mobile, Truephone, UBG, Gig, Sky, Telna are prepared third-party carrier, but T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon are the first top brand carrier. So all these had eSIM as eSIM at this point. You can purchase eSIM from all these carriers. In UK, EE, O2, Truephone, UBG again. India, Airtel and Reliance Jio. In Australia, it's Optus, Telstra, Truephone, Vodafone. Nepal, there are none so far, but CG Telecom is rumored to bring such service in Nepal by the collaboration with Huawei, the Chinese company Huawei. And you can find all the list of carrier that supports eSIM throughout the world in this link. I'll paste this link in the description section again. Next thing we're discussing here is pros or advantage and cons or disadvantage of eSIM. In the advantage, it's harder for the phone thieves because you can't take the SIM out and you cannot replace it easily, so it's very difficult for the phone thieves. And as long as the SIM, your SIM is still in the device, you can track it and lock it remotely, so it's very difficult for the phone thieves with eSIMs. And even more easier to switch between network, just like I mentioned before, it's even easier than doing the nano SIM or micro SIM. You just have to download, you don't have to go to the e-store, purchase online and download the QR code or the authorization code, enter into the phone setting, that's all you need, nothing more. And no risk of losing or damaging your SIM when taking out, just like nowadays for physical SIM, when you take out you may lose it and then you have to run to the store to buy another SIM or order online and wait for the SIM to be shipped. That's no longer the case in eSIM. And these are ideal for travel, like whenever you want to travel to India and you are in US for example, you want to travel to India, you can purchase online from US itself and then keep it in your mobile. As soon as you land in India, you can just enter the information and go ahead, it's ready to use. Or any other country, that's just an example. US and India is just an example. and it's make more easier for the operator also, because they can sell it online and they don't have to uh, make it in store only, or they don't have to ship. That makes easier for the uh, carrier as well. Next, many operators throughout the world, that's a disadvantage. Many operators throughout the world are not ready for this yet, so it's very difficult to find all these options in the eSIM itself, like cheap option in the eSIM itself, because all the carrier doesn't support eSIM at this point, but definitely in the future, near future, they will be going to eSIMs. So that and this disadvantage will be over very soon. And next is with physical SIM, if user wish to be tracked, wish not to be tracked by network operator, then they can do so by removing the SIM card, but with eSIM it's not possible. So that's one little disadvantage, but the same thing makes the thief, it's harder for the stealing the phone, right? So it's kind of both pros and cons. Next is how to activate it. It depends on what type of device you have, and the maybe iPhone or Google Pixel, any other device. It depends on the device itself and its settings. So it's usually inside cellular or mobile data section. It may be under network and internet or mobile network, or just under the top level setting, but you will be looking at cellular or mobile data or mobile network kind of thing, and then choose add a carrier plan or carrier, then choose carrier, kind of options depending on your device again, and then you need to choose the QR code or enter the confirmation code from the carrier that you purchased online, and that's all you need, and then it's ready to use. Now let me show you the configuration on iPhone itself. Let me quickly go through iPhone configuration and show you how to activate that. First thing is you need eSIM purchased from the carrier, and for that you can go to any other carrier that supports eSIM and then purchase it, like add a plan, and for example if you go to AT&T, you just add a plan and purchase eSIM. You have to select the SIM type, so purchase eSIM, and then once you get that, you just have to go to the cellular section as I mentioned before. In iPhone it's on the top level setting, but in Pixel or any other device it may be under network and internet setting, like I said in the earlier in this slide. And then you may need to go to the carrier or choose carrier or add a plan section in the other device, but in iPhone I go to the cellular, and inside that, if you don't have any other SIM installed, then you will see only one option is add cellular plan, like in the middle of this screen. But if you have another SIM installed, you will have all other options just like above over here. I have cellular data option and all those things, that is from another SIM, and add cellular plan is the option for the eSIM. Once I click that, I get the option to scan QR code. That means I have to be ready to scan the QR code. That means I need to purchase the eSIMs online before I actually purchase, activate it here. So if you purchase from T-Mobile or AT&T or Verizon or any other, if you are living abroad, any other carrier, if you purchase eSIM, they will give you QR code and authorization code. You can either scan or in the bottom of the screen there is enter details manually. Once you click that, you will see three options over there: SIM DP plus address and activation code, confirmation code. These are the three things you will get from carrier. On top of QR code, you have option to do two ways, manually or using QR code. And that's all for now today, and please subscribe and share my channel and my videos. Here are the links of my YouTube and Facebook. Please feel free to ask me any questions or anything on the comment box below. Thank you for watching. Have a good day, good night, bye bye.